I was born and raised in New Delhi. I went to high school and college, St. Stephen's College, and I went to America for grad school to Emerson College. And after that, I actually was the first music programmer for MTV India in '96. This is between college and grad school.
Right.
I moved to Mumbai, worked on the launch of MTV India. And after grad school, I went right back to MTV, working out of the New York office. And then I moved to Santa Monica in 2002, still working at MTV. Soon after that, I had I have 4 children. I took a buyout and got very involved in local education, local politics. And now I run a media company based in Los Angeles called Zocalo Public Square. We bill ourselves as an ongoing conversation that engages the public through journalism and through public events. And we are owned by Arizona State University. So, as often happens in the aftermath of a major disaster, first there is shock, and then the reality sets in, and then is the hard work of cleaning up. And that is an example of the kind of work that my media organization does, is that we are convening a program in March that is going to talk about what are the mutual aid, how did people come to each other's help when our government failed us.
Right.
The government's job is to solve problems for its citizens, but when it fails us, we have to help each other. So we are putting together a program that's called What Kind of Alliances Do We Need in Perilous Times? So we're going to address the Los Angeles fire, as well as we're going to talk about global implications with this time of political change. What kind of global alliances do we need to help each other out beyond things like NATO? Something that's very important is actually subnational diplomacy. How do cities work with each other outside of the national government structure? Cities and people connecting can actually make a lot more difference than changes in political parties on the national level. Okay, this is one of several Diaspora events I've attended. I joined the organization in 2020 after observing it for a couple of years, and I just thought that it's a very sophisticated mission in that everyone who participates in Diaspora participates as an equal partner. We're all part of a community. All of us have achieved something in our careers or in our backgrounds, and we're all here complementing each other's achievements and helping to improve not just our community, but also the places that we live in. So our neighbors who may not be Indian, but just bringing an Indian ethos and approach to all the worlds that we inhabit. So this is the most global gathering of Diaspora I've been to. And I moderated a panel, and I've done so even at the Austin gathering that we had a few years ago, and some online as well. Look, this is a real moment of pride. We do all need to take time out of our busy lives and our complicated, schedules to have pride in something. Coming together really to celebrate all of the positive things that are happening in India, that are happening within the Indian diaspora, and by reflection, the work that we are doing in the countries that we now call home is really something commendable. And we really are a community to be admired for that. We are a net positive to the places that we go to. I think the global Indian diaspora today, so considering that I've lived in the United States now for about 25 years, is one of great pride. We've really emerged as a diaspora in our workplaces to be leaders and to be seen as people who are bringing a very valuable life experience. We have left our homelands, we've left our families and our cultures and our food and our tastes and our festivals, and we've gone to a place that doesn't know anything about it. So we all have this little pioneer spirit in us. And what comes with that pioneer spirit is an ability for us to translate. We have to translate, why do we put milk in our tea? Right. And why is green tea with milk a little weird? Tea is tea. And so just small things like that. It's just us practicing and being our true, authentic selves in the places we call home. That just brings a little more awareness about how the world is a complicated place and everyone comes from somewhere. And Indians can't hide it. We look Indian and we sound Indian. And so we just are very comfortable in our own skins. I don't think there can be one overall universal banner under which we will say, oh, we're all going to unite and help each other for this one cause.
Right.
But having worked at MTV at the early years, I saw the magic of music. And Indian music has so much of a beat to it, and it has flavor to it and rhythm. And music is a universal language. Of course, that's a trite saying. But by exporting our culture, by inviting other cultures to participate with us, to hybridize, to mix Bhangra into hip hop,
Right.
we are adding flavor. We're adding spice to something that maybe was very ossified in its own genre. So I always look for opportunities where we can add an Indian touch to something, an Indian point of view. I'm raising my children in the United States, so if I'm first generation, they are second generation. The greatest loss I have found is the loss of language. We just don't have enough people to speak Hindi to. My husband and I speak Hindi to each other, but we were both raised in English-speaking families because, as I said, my father's Bengali, my mother's Tamilian, his father's Punjabi, his mother is Malayali. So they also grew up in an English-speaking household. But I can infuse culture in my children through food. So their grandparents love to cook for them and have passed down recipes to them. All my children can cook Indian food. Through Indian dance and music. Whenever I host a party at my home, even if it's for an elected official or whether it's somebody who just released a book, I just serve Indian food because that's my food. If you're coming to my house, you're going to eat my food, and this is what I serve. And I'd say the third thing is I never miss an opportunity to champion my Indianness and to demonstrate that there are successful Indian women, not just in banking and the legal world and the medical world, of which there are many accomplished women, but also in media and in the performing arts. So that's an area that I've been very active in as well, is investing in and promoting artists in the United States who themselves are second generation and looking to grow the Indian art forms in the US.